Ryan Salazar here at NAB Show New York with Thomas Cubby of Sony Electronics. How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic, thanks.
So talk about this sexy camera.
All right, well, sexy camera. I never heard that kind of description, but yeah, this camera could meet that description. This is our brand new PXW Z450. It's very similar in a lot of the feature sets to our very successful and very popular PXW X400, which is just to my right over here. But we've taken that concept and turned it into a 4K camera. So now we've got a B4 mount, 2/3 inch camera that can capture both 4K or HD, right to 2 S/S cards. You've got the ability to use your standard B4 mount lenses, so no crazy adapters to use ENG glass. And you've got fantastic sensitivity in a 4K camera. You've got the same sensitivity as you would as if you were in HD or 4K. Same depth of field, so you don't have to shoot any differently. So there's still a huge need for cameras that have that increased depth of field, obviously, and in the ENG, that's of course what you want. So there's a lot of other really cool features in this camera. We'll start by the body itself. So we've engineered the body so that the weight is pushed back on the camera. So when you're holding it on your shoulder, you got real comfort. You're not straining that shoulder, pushing the camera up, especially if you got a bigger lens on there. We've got built-in pool feed, which is normally not something you would see on a camera this level as a standard feature, but it is on this camera. We've got this flip-out LCD panel that's got a bunch of different viewing modes, so you can either view the numbers for the time code and rolling, or you can see whatever you see in the viewfinder. Speaking of the viewfinder, this camera right here, this model, has an optional viewfinder. It's the HDVF EL30. It's a mouthful. But it's a fantastic viewfinder. It's OLED here, so you have all the advantages of OLED technology, that high contrast that you get from producing true blacks. So that high contrast translates to high resolution, which makes focusing a whole lot easier. And that's pretty critical when you're shooting 4K video. Additionally, it's got this flip-up LCD panel, which goes all different directions. So you don't have to worry about putting the camera on your hip or shooting from different directions. You can just flip that down a number of different ways, and you don't have to worry about, I can only stick my eye in this OLED viewfinder. So that's very, very cool. On the flip side of the camera, towards the back, you would normally have a 2 BNC connection for a 4K 30p output, but there's an option to add an additional 2 BNCs to give you a 4K 60p output, right? So the camera internally will give you a 60p recording, and that's in both XAVC L or I, so you can shoot iframe or long op, whatever fits your workflow. We also have the legacy formats as well, XDCam and so on.
So I assume that this camera is certainly targeted towards ENG guys.
Oh, absolutely. ENG folks are going to love this. It's a smooth transition. You don't have to shoot or change the way you shoot at all. So it's really a perfect fit for those folks.
All right, again, Thomas Cubby of Sony Electronics here at NAB Show New York. Thank you so much for spending some time with us.
My pleasure. Thanks for coming by.